What's up, bro?
How you doing?
Fantastic, man. Amazing.
Yeah.
What about you, man?
I'm fantastic, man.
That's
Can't
awesome.
complain, bro. This is the Men's Conference podcast. Everything that we talk about is facts, 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 people. If you want relationship advice, if you want to self-improve, well, this is the program that you should actually always watch out for. And of course, we've got two amazing guests. So we'll start with the ladies.
Ladies first.
Yeah.
Okay, my name, do I introduce myself?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. Of course.
My name's Nawa Natalie Kamambi. What else do I need to say?
I think I'll just call you Natalie, because
Okay.
first name is very difficult
I know.
for me to pronounce.
I get that a lot.
But I'll get the hang of it.
Okay.
My name is Nawa
Mhm.
Mokelevai Tatila.
Bro, it's been a while since I actually saw you.
It's been a while.
It's been what?
It should be about three years.
No, it should have been.
It feels longer than that. It feels longer than that.
Um,
Because at least you and I, we've been running into each other,
Yeah.
but him...
It's
You
been
know,
like.
when I see you guys on your show, I'm like, he's there. I don't need to physically. You are there in spirit.
Yeah, I'm alive.
You're alive. in
Yeah,
spirit.
no, I see you on social media. I'm like, yeah, he's alive. He's alive. That's how you doing. I'm sure you missed me.
I'm amazing, man. Why would I miss you, bro? I don't understand. What possible reasons would I be saying, I miss DC, I miss David? Why? Give me, bro. I'm just joking, man. Yeah, I missed you, bro. I missed you, bro.
Wait, you guys don't live together?
No, we do.
We do.
Oh.
Yeah, we do.
We do.
We
Okay.
do. No, it's a half and half. It's a 50-50. I don't want our enemies to know. The people are after the men's conference, I'm telling you. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, of course, you're here. And before we actually get into it, I would like to know, Natalie,
Mm-hmm.
what you think about the men's conference?
Wow. You guys are doing amazing things, I must say. And well, I took time to go through your videos, and I think this podcast is really insightful, and it's really something that everybody, both men and women, whether old, young, I feel this is something they should constantly watch and learn, because there's so much to learn from you guys. Yeah, keep doing amazing.
No, thank you very much. I hope
You're
you're just not saying this because you're
No. Of course not.
trying to sugarcoat things. Like these guys, I don't like them. They say things.
I mean,
I
she
disagree with.
she wouldn't have shown up if she didn't like us.
I wouldn't have, and honestly, if I didn't watch your videos, I probably would have had a different opinion. But because I took time and I was like, okay, so it's not really bad. It's not bad at all, actually. There's so much to learn.
I know there's a lot,
Yeah.
especially for us men. A lot of women need to actually learn about a man's, I wouldn't say emotions, but about a man's characteristics. Not all men are bad, and then not all men are good. Yeah, there's some men that actually
Emphasis
give.
on that one.
Yep.
I'm telling you, there's some men that give us a bad name that are the loudest.
True.
That's a crazy
I
thing.
think there's a story for Natalie. You heard what she said just now.
Would she even want to talk about that?
I mean, wow.
There's a story. No,
Yeah, but-
There
offset
definitely
will
is.
get the story.
Yeah.
Offset.
Yes, please.
Yeah. But what about you now? What's your initial thoughts on the podcast yourself?
For me, I think the conversations are quite insightful and educative, because like I alluded to earlier on, I feel that sometimes there's a bias from friends that would advise you about how to handle certain relationships, how to respond to certain situations, but then you'd find that it's not only you who's going through such situations or difficulties at that point. And then if you find an avenue where a lot of people discuss these situations and give you more like advice as well,
Yeah.
it's quite good.
No, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
it's a good job.
Yeah.
At least it's coming from a man.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I wanted to speak to you
Okay.
mostly. Don't be offended, guys.
I am offended, bro.
It's okay. You brought up something that actually sparked quite an interest when you posted it on social media. You talked about women being demanding over a guy's money. Can you please elaborate on that?
Okay, so first of all, that came from a real life situation.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to a friend, and she's complaining about. Okay, so usually as women we have these conversations. You know, I'll come to you, have a heart to heart, and then she tells me, she calls me on the phone and she says, I need to talk to you about something. I'm like, oh, okay, sure. So she comes to me and I'm thinking, God knows what is going on, and she says to me, this guy, it's been 2 years, he doesn't even give me money, he doesn't do stuff for me, he doesn't help out with my groceries. And I said, sorry, what? What?
Wow.
Say that again. And she goes, yeah, so I think I'm breaking up with him because there's no way, and I'm not getting flowers. He's not romantic. So I said, wait, because he's not giving you flowers, he's not romantic. She says yes. And I said, okay. Also because he's not giving you money, he's not romantic. She says yes. Then I'm like, sorry, is this your money? Does he owe you money? Before I, give an opinion, because it sounds to me that he owes you. It's like you gave him money and then he's supposed to give it back. And then she goes, no, that's a duty of a man. He's a provider.
Duty.
And I said,
Keyword.
wow. and another thing, she says to me, he doesn't even have a car.
Guys.
And
what
I'm
are we
like,
supposed to
do you have a car? Because she's my friend and I have to have these honest opinions with her. So I'm like, do you have a car? And she goes, no, but I'm working on it, yada yada. Then I told her to say, look, the same way you're working on it, you are trying to build yourself. It's the same way this man is trying. So don't put pressure on him. I feel a lot of us women, let me not exclude myself before the people start coming at me. We are, in fact, human beings in general, especially in our generation, I feel like we're so entitled to other people's things. Even I've seen it even in families. You see, there's this uncle who's wealthy because
Black
he hasn't
tax.
sponsored your education,
Black
hasn't done
tax.
this for you. You're there throwing tantrums because you didn't get money from him. It's not your money. I feel like there's better ways to communicate certain things, or there's no reason to break up with somebody because they do not give you money. What if they don't have?
They don't have a car.
Exactly. That's.
Why do they have
Actually,
to-
in the next post, I said a broke girl complaining about a man being broke.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what? Like, you're both
Be-
broke.
because initially on the previous episode we had a guest who explained that it's unfair for an individual, even men as well, it's unfair for an individual to demand something they cannot provide for themselves.
Exactly.
and I think actually, I don't know if it's B-Flow who actually stated the same thing. He actually tagged another artist, I can't remember who, and said the same thing. Like, this thing of entitlement has gone literally beyond
Yep.
in any aspect. He talked about me just parking my car and someone cleaning it without me asking.
asking.
Me going to the gym and just literally doing my thing. No, you inspired me. Ni demo. Like, I think the level of entitlement has really, really gone beyond.
Yep.
And I think in relation to a relationship, and I quote again, the Bible is the best thing to give guidelines on how a relationship is supposed to be. From me, that's my perspective. And I think if you can't afford something, you can't demand it from someone
Thank
else.
you.
You know what I mean? I usually laugh at certain ladies. I've had such encounters where someone says, if you can't help me pay my rent, we can't be together. I should find a man with everything, just like Adam. Or just
Established.
like Eve found Adam with the entire creation.
Wow.
Established.
Wow.
You should be already
Which-
established before I was this.
Like, there are certain things that I laugh about,
Yeah.
and someone after that will say that they're Christian. That's very, very much, I don't understand it. I can't comprehend it at all. Because you find that someone will say, I'm a child of God and everything else. Then afterwards, they'll be like, no, I need this, I need A, B, C, D. A man has to be a provider. And that same term,
It's
a
been
man has to be
misused.
a provider.
It's
a
a tiring
man
thing.
But then if a lady would want a man to be a provider, but they don't want him to lead, I don't...
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't tally.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
You are expecting a man to provide for you, but you don't expect him to lead you or to guide you, And for me, I respect more a woman who, for example, I find Natalie and she has everything. She can afford to go and have dinner twice or 3 times in a week. It won't affect her financially. That's the standard that I should expect to push on from when I meet her, because those are things she did for herself. Honestly, you know what I mean? So if I find you and you are able to do a lot for yourself, I have to either match or surpass that. And because I know for a fact that I found you that way, not I find you walking. Find you walking. Then you expect me to drive.
There's something that he said. He said if you can't pay, something about paying rent. First of all, if you can't afford to pay your own rent, why are you moving out of your parents' home? Because I've noticed this trend. People will leave their mother and father, they'll go and stay alone and then start struggling to pay their own rent. And now a man must come and pay your rent. If you can't afford it, stay at home. Like, there's nothing wrong. And women these days are in so much competition. Because my friend did this, I must also do that. Because my friend bought a car, I must also buy a car. And that's why they're putting pressure on other people, because they can't do it, but they want to compete with other people.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think women like to compete with each other?
Wow.
I mean, isn't it aren't women naturally jealous of each other?
Oh, wow. It is not true. Not every woman is jealous of...
I mean, majority, right?
But personally, personally, I feel it's a bit of envy. It's a bit of not being content.
I was about to say
you
that.
get my point, huh? It's like, again, you're here, so I'll just use you. So
Okay.
you know, Natalie, to say, okay, maybe Mary has a car, Mary is in a very good relationship and all these things, and you want so much to have what she has, but in actuality, you're not prepared to do what she's done. You know what I mean? And this is why now, when Natalie is prepared to do what Mary is doing, in most cases, even if they're bad vices, she would do the same. And this is now where you find that she had maybe good morals, she had a good attitude, she would work, but now she wants the easy way out. And the easy way out is... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know what you mean.
Explain.
What you say? I don't know.
I think in most cases they're not content or patient enough to grow and allow those things to happen naturally. So now this is why now you find that, and even the topic that you mentioned is connected to the same thing, because certain friends around you, you need to really, really pay attention to what their intention is with you. You know, because you find that you might be going up the ladder, acquiring this and that, having a very good relationship, then they'll start throwing stones now. They'll start saying, she's not good for you, bro. She's not. Then 2 months later, if your relationship is done, there is Laz walking with her to the house.
The same person that wasn't good for you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
So, as a man, right, what do you think a man should be?
As a man.
What are the qualities that, as a man, men should possess in order to get that, get that one lady they want?
I firstly believe, as a man, you need to be clear with your identity. Why do I say you need to be clear with your identity? Your identity will be able to show or guide you the values that you want. And the woman you will be with will be a reflection of the values you have.
True.
You know what I mean? Because as a man, if you are this person that likes the high life, the partying here and there, they're doing that, your woman in most cases will come from those environments.
Yeah, sure.
You get my point, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. So then if you know to say that you like a quiet life, you like to work hard, you like to focus, you like to build and all these things, you find that in most cases the universe will attract you to people who are like-minded than you.
I like that.
You know what I mean, huh?
Yeah.
Because naturally, even over time, I've noticed this thing to say, when you're pursuing something, sometimes it won't work out there and then, but over time you find certain pieces fall in place because you've been consistent enough with those things. And then the universe, like I'm saying, will attract those people to you. And you find that it will be easy, it will be natural, it won't be so much hard work for you. And that's the same thing with a relationship, because when you find someone who's like-minded and understands you and is patient enough, you won't have a lot of struggles. Arguments are normal.
Bro,
Yeah.
when did you become wise?
This guy.
Didn't see that one coming.
You know?
I was thinking, and I'm like,
Yeah.
but now I knew.
Hey, bro,
You see
TV,
what
hey.
happens? You see what happens when you don't meet your friends?
They changed.
They
They
changed,
changed
man.
dramatically.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You know, some wisdom right there.
Yeah. So in most cases, how do you become that man? You become that man by making sure you stay true to your identity. And you know, like, the funny thing is that in most cases, when we're not patient with a lot of things, we make bad decisions.
Yeah.
You made we've made some bad decisions.
Yeah. But I believe that's
Yeah.
like a test. That's like a you get to learn from your experiences as a human being. As a man and a woman, you get to learn from your experiences. Once you go through life, maybe probably hardships, more especially on the main aspects, you get to think like, okay, next time I'm not going to make this mistake. You know, this is why at first I used to be this kind of person. I used to be the kind of person that used to say, God, why is this happening to me? Why are you doing this to me?
Keeps on saying
You know?
at first. Has that first gone?
I hope it has.
You know, why? But then again, I changed my mindset. I'm like, okay, God, what are you trying to teach me? You know, I sat down and I'm like, okay, what are you trying to teach me? Then things now started to reveal themselves to say, oh, I made this mistake a year ago. I made this mistake a couple of months ago. Also, it's building me to become the best character.
And not just that, because I believe bad things happen so that you become stronger in a way.
Yeah.
So
true.
that so just in case maybe something worse might happen, because of your experience, you're able to be able to withstand the situation.
Yeah.
It's like the journey of an entrepreneur somewhat, because I read Rick Ross's book, and it talks about going from the L, mastering the L, the loss, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as you are going, you always probably envision as an entrepreneur the final destination and not the journey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sometimes I tell people who want to go down that route, they are very excited. Then after the first loss, they'll come to you and like, I'm done. I'm applying for a job. 8 to 5 doesn't sound so bad anymore. But then it's because they're so focused on the destination that they forget that the biggest lessons are not there, but on the journey itself. The losses you make, the bad financial decisions you make, and all those things. So even as a
capacity,
because at the end of the day, there are certain pressures that I think 2 or 3 years ago, when I faced them, I'll be like so down, emotionally distraught, everything. You know, I'm done with this. But then now, when you soak up all that and you develop a thick skin. Even if a pressure comes these days, you're not focused on the problem itself. You're like, okay, what's the solution to this problem?
Okay, let me do this.
You know, this is why it's a sad reality that most people, when they're born with money, they won't be able to know how to work for their own money.
You know?
Yeah, an investor once told me to say, Nawa, you want 2 million kwacha? Have you ever made it before? And I'm like, sir, no. But then how can you manage it? And it's true.
Yeah.
You can't manage money you've never made before.
Yeah,
That's actually very true.
Yeah. You know, 1,000 today, you'll be like, made it before.
Yeah.
1,000.
Yeah.
But then this is where you find that even other individuals who don't have the financial knowledge or discipline, when they look at like 100 pin hit the account, they'll be you can't 2 weeks. Sali pa nyumba. 2 weeks, you know, they get so excited. I worked with someone once he just gets paid. You won't see him for 2 days.
You serious?
How much was he getting paid?
Hey, that's a story for another day. But just know it's all of them, guys.
Serious?
Yeah, there are people like that. You know, there are
Well,
people
we've
like
seen,
that.
we've heard actually people like that.
True.
Yeah, they've
So-
traveled all the way to South Africa.
Yeah. So,
Just
so
one
Natalie,
day.
Yeah.
what kind of woman what kind of woman should you be in order to attract the man that you want? What are the qualities that you need
That's
to
a good
possess?
question.
That's a very good question. But before I answer it,
Mhm.
I would like to borrow some of Nawa's
Point.
words.
Yeah.
He said something like money that you've. Anyway, he spoke about money that you've not made before.
Mhm.
And sorry to take you back a little bit.
Mhm.
When we're talking about entitlement and whatnot,
Mhm.
I feel like most women also get excited about like being with men with money and whatnot because they're not used to that type of thing. They've not made such money.
Oh,
There's certain
yeah.
things that excite them because they've not experienced them. I feel like as a woman, when you make your own money, you will not be impressed by just anything. You know, you will look at more important
That's a
qualities than
point.
just money. You know, I feel like especially young girls, a lot of them have been manipulated into thinking that money is love, and that they're excited by money because they've not made that money. Let's take, for example, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a makeup
Yeah.
artist. If I make, let's say if I make 50,000 kwacha per month, and a man comes to me to try and manipulate me into doing things that are not in line with my values and whatnot, I will not be excited because I've made that money before, you know. But a person who's not made that money themselves would jump on that opportunity. I feel like now to go back to your question, as a woman, first of all, I feel like you shouldn't necessarily be wealthy, but at least you should have something going on for yourself. You know, it can be a job or a business. You shouldn't just sit at home waiting for Prince Charming to come and rescue you out of poverty. You know, at least do something. That way, even when he is coming through, he knows to say, okay, like he said, you're doing this for yourself. He has to do either that or more. You know, I feel like as a woman, you should also constantly, there's something that I posted some time back on my status. I said, from today onwards, I will constantly read Proverbs 31 just to understand and know what kind of woman I must be. You know, I feel like another thing that you should do as a woman is read your Bible if you're a Christian, that is. I'm not forcing you to read your Bible if you're not a Christian.
No, you need to be a Christian. You know, apparently it seems that morals have been thrown out the window. But
You
please
know?
continue.
So, you know, constantly read your Bible, understand what God wants you to be as a woman, you know. Try your best to be calm as well, because why are you nagging? There's ways to communicate things. You can't always raise your voice. You know, you will chase that man away, you know.
And the man will just naturally
You know?
follow. You know, like you agree. What will happen to us when we know to say this person has their things together? They know what they want for themselves.
Yeah.
That's true.
Men will naturally push.
Yeah,
Yep.
true.
They
No,
will,
true.
We will naturally push. We'll be like, this one. If this one goes away, we'll not find another one.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
There's not a lot of fish in that sea. They shouldn't lie to.
Yeah, true. Because, you know, there's something about a woman that God has given them, the power that God has given them that a lot of women, most women, have not realized.
I almost said preach.
If a woman has noticed that her man is pushing and she speaks to him and tells him, look, I believe in you. I believe in this dream. I believe that you're going to be the best man ever. You're going to be the greatest man ever.
I mean, we just
Believe
talked
you
about
me.
stroking his ego.
Yes.
That's what
Yep.
you need to
Yes.
do.
If you stroke a man's ego,
Yeah.
he'll wake up every day at 5, even 4.
Yeah.
Just to work hard so that he supports you, so that he takes care of you, so that he makes you happy. But there are some women that have no idea that they have that kind of power. I would say it's manipulating men. You know, this is why you find that it's easier to take a man down if a woman actually infiltrates his space. Why? It's because of how she presents herself in a feminine way. But if you come in and present yourself in a masculine way, we'll also put our words up and say, hey, you want to fight? You want to box?
Because you know what's so funny is that I don't understand most women whereby when they look at a certain guy and they expect him to have all these things like put together money and all that. Like, isn't it easier for you to maybe look at someone like Idris Elba and say, wow, I like how Idris Elba is. Let me get my boyfriend and turn him into the next Idris Elba. Let me find a way to build him, motivate him so that I become more attracted to him, and he also, has that stuff.
Just to
No. Oh yeah, you can go ahead.
Just to add, I think that, well, according to what I've read, the Bible does say, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord." I feel like women, I don't know if you agree with me, but women carry favor. I feel like once this man finds the one, the good woman, automatically God favors you.
We've seen people get married and they've changed.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, like he said, some
like,
women don't realize the power that they carry. And I feel women should understand the power that they carry, because once you know what you carry, you will not go around and chase away the one person that God has sent you because he doesn't have it all figured out. It's your duty to help him, speak into his life.
And that stems from the wrong crowd, because a lot of women are usually hanging around the wrong people.
That's what I was actually about to even mention now. Like what happens in most cases is that we talk about friends, right? How would you define a friend? A friend is someone who you share values, ideologies, and a friend is also someone who understands your past, present, and where you want to go in the future. They understand all these three phases. In most cases, with regards to women, when you find out, you talk to a friend, you're friends with Natalie. What does Natalie do? She has her own things going on here and there. Sometimes they are trying, because they know Natalie doesn't have everything in order, they're just trying to protect as a friend. But sometimes they don't know. But they are constantly posting each other.
It doesn't make sense.
Yes, they're portraying themselves to be buddies, to be close, to be what, but they don't understand. They literally don't share anything in common apart from gossiping and going out. You know what I mean? So then you have to also, I feel women have to be able to identify passengers and people who are really their friends, because there you have to share values. You have to be keeping yourself busy, each other. Natalie, you need to do this. You need to get your degree, or you need to do this. Natalie, now we need to do this. You know what I mean? But you find they have a long list of friends who they don't even literally understand their backgrounds.
So before we actually get into the main topic, we had spoken about signs as well. I had spoken to you about what are the signs that men should look out for if women are trying to use them for money.
Wow. Look at how seriously
asking
the question for money.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
When a woman genuinely likes you, you will know.
How would you know?
Exactly. I'm getting there.
Yeah.
First of all, women are obsessed with the whole idea of talking to the person that they really like, They will constantly communicate, not when they want to ask you for something. They will talk to you to find out how you're doing in the morning, in the afternoon. They will be all over you, When a woman wants something from you or wants to use you, the conversation from the beginning will always be, I need this.
Do me a favor.
Please do me a favor. And men, please stop being that very good guy who doesn't know how to say no, because that also makes women start to take advantage of you. When you're every time she asks you for something, you always say, sometimes just for control, say no. Even if you can do it, say no. Then you will know if she really likes you, because there's this thing that women do. If they don't like somebody, the moment they say no, they'll start pulling away. So look out for how she talks to you. If all she cares about is what you can do for her, because sometimes you men are blinded. Just because a woman is attractive and you like being around her, doesn't mean that she likes you. Focus on how she talks to you,
Yeah.
how she's pouring into you, how she's checking up on you, and not, oh, hi, how you doing? The conversation, if she's checking up on you, it should end on how you doing, not after how are you doing. She starts asking you, so I was wondering, can you do me a favor?
Money. Do you have money for Hungry Lion?
Yeah.
That's where you're like, oh.
Come on, guys, hungry, you know?
Even my nephews have started rejecting that. these
Yeah.
days. No, at least KFC.
Yeah.
Something.
Babies have standards now.
15 where they refuse.
Yeah.
A long time we used to accept the same money.
Yeah.
This time, you can't
Yeah,
Yeah,
buy.
no, my younger brother is 6 years old. He went from give me a coin to 100 kwacha. I
Oh,
don't
no,
know.
no, no,
They
You-
jump.
How?
You know?
David, at
They
that age, do
jump.
you remember receiving that kind of money?
Kwacha. When I was young,
It came with no.
Trust
We
me.
used to receive it, but it came with instructions.
conditions,
Yeah,
health
yeah,
conditions.
do
Trust
this,
me,
do
it
this.
shocked me the first time he asked me. I
Yeah.
was like, do you know how much that is? Yes, I know. And guess what? I gave it to him.
Mhm.
He came back with a plastic full of lollipops.
The plastic.
A whole plastic. And the person, I went back to that shop and
Yeah,
I said,
yes.
why would you even sell lollipops to a child? I
Also,
understand
but-
you're making money. But no.
Like, no, I think ask,
know?
ask questions
You
at
know?
least.
Ask,
You
where
know?
did you get this money? Because that's
Yeah.
a little boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are the other signs as well? You know,
Signs.
because a lot of guys out there are blinded, like they have no idea. You know, and this is a story that I always go back to. You know, this guy, he's Arab, right? He was complaining that he would spend money on his woman. He would send 30,000, 40 pin, even bought her a car as well, and she still disrespects him. One time she said that, I want you to send me 500,000 or else I'm going to end this relationship. The guy had the money, yes, but he sent her 60,000. And then she called him and insulted him.
So before Natalie goes, what?
Yes, exactly what you
No,
heard.
okay. Let's think about this practically. There are people who are suckers for love.
Yeah.
Yep.
They are just okay. It's not even about them having that control, but they are just good people.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they're just good, and
I
that
agree.
person should be a very good person.
Yeah.
They're just naturally maybe a giver and all these
Mm,
things.
Yeah.
But I think this is what she was saying, to say blinded.
Yeah.
Sometimes we trap ourselves in this deception to say there's no life after this person.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
And once you drown in that, it's
no
it's
come-
over for you.
yeah, you
it's
can't
it's
come
literally over, because I know someone who was like that, and mentally they were not in a good state after that
That was a
relationship.
guy or a girl?
A guy.
Mm.
You know, he questioned his religion.
It went that far.
It was deep.
He was
Yeah.
deep. He was gone. He was gone. He stopped football. He stopped all these
What?
things.
Look at him when you mention when you mention football.
No. Like seriously, because this is a person that he took to their parents.
Yeah.
The only person.
Oh, damn.
Eesh, that
Every
must have hit
investment that person made,
hard.
he shared with her, and all these things. And the way things just ended, literally just. Because even in our social groups, we're like, where is this guy? Where is this guy? Where is this guy?
Mm.
And one of them just said, hey, I saw him the other day. He was at the pub. And we know this person is not a
Doesn't-
frequent,
Yeah.
partake in liquor and all these things. And you'd find that he constantly went on a rampage and all these things. And then we just had to come together as guys and just started to say every weekend, every day, every Saturday in the morning, we would get him and take him for soccer. Just to start now, until eventually he came back to his senses and all those things. But it took
Brotherhood
a
is
lot.
important.
Very important.
And abundance mindset
Yeah.
as well.
Huh?
Yeah.
Abundance mindset is very
Yeah.
important, because sticking your energy into one person and expecting them to stick around is really, to be honest, unrealistic nowadays. So I think it's much better for you to be well prepared. Like, okay, as much as I want to invest in my partner, I should be prepared just in case this happens.
But then I would have a question: what type of people now are there going to be? Because if quite right, and this also comes back to what you can do in a relationship for someone and what you can do for them. Which I had a question for you.
Okay.
You said, naturally as a person, I think now, because of how it is now in the society, there's so many things you need to do to just even keep or protect a relationship. But there's a line. You know what I mean? There's a line that has to be put there to say these benefits are only going to be accessible when you say I do. You know what I mean? And some of these things, even the information as well, are only able to be given in marriage. Because then it will guide you in what you can do and what you can't do, what you can expect and what you can't expect. So now with women, some of the treatment and all these things that they expect are things that I think are supposed to be given to a woman in marriage. You know what I mean? Huh? Because then if you're saying, I'm going to help you meet these certain types of needs on a monthly basis, it's practically like we're married now. Because some of those things are expected not in marriage. You know, and I feel people don't know how to differentiate these days a relationship from marriage. You know, and all women are expecting in most cases these days are things that they should expect in marriage.
And the fact is that it's also taking a mental toll on men as well.
Even upkeep, Munduanga. I don't think upkeep. You can send Deka something just to express your love, but I don't
it's not
think
mandatory.
But 25 boss.
Exactly.
Love is expiring.
It's not
expiring. You know?
Yeah. So anyway, that's just my opinion on it. I think some of these things are.
Anyway, there's something that he said that made me go back to the question that you asked me. I feel like men should invest in themselves and also know who they really are. That's something he said. Know who you are. Spend time to understand yourself, how you operate and whatnot. I feel like when you get to that level as a man, it won't be easy for a woman to manipulate you. Am I lying?
No,
because you know yourself, you know what you want, you know. But if you start to look at yourself, and also,
I think it would be easy if he doesn't understand the attributes and qualities of certain women. Like if he's able to socialize with different kinds of women and understands that, okay, she's like this, that one's like this, I'm sure it'd be very easy for him to spot and say, okay, this
exactly
woman.
You see. And so when you know yourself, you know what you want, it won't be easy for a woman to manipulate you. And also, don't be that man who feels like the only thing you can offer is money.
Yeah, true.
Like, invest in yourself in a way that you have other qualities, because also when women notice that all you can offer is money, they will also only want money from you because that's the only thing you can offer. And those are the ones who, sorry to say, but those are the ones like your friend who went into depression and whatnot, because he offered everything he could and whatnot. And also the Arab
when you know it's funny when you know, like, you've fallen, sometimes you don't know.
True.
Like you're gone. Because I used to tell him, you are gone. No.
And I think these are things we should pay attention to.
Wait, so there are times where you used to warn him?
Yeah, because, you know, like, if he's my friend, you're my friend, I know how you behave when you have someone.
Yes.
You get my point? And I know to say, okay, this is gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you'll be like, this will be like, no, I'm still a boy, I'm still strong.
Hey.
But then you just find you start doing things that are not accustomed with him. You start getting flowers, start doing what, and all these things this guy used to do, you know. And it's just sad. It's really, really sad.
No, I remember.
DC always has a story.
8 years ago, I was a sim.
Oh.
I was there, I saw the whole thing.
Of course you would.
I remember back then I was a sim, you know. I fell madly in love with this one girl, you know. The signs were there. But I couldn't see it. It had to take a friend of mine, you know. I explained to him everything, like, yo, dude, this is what's happening. She did this, she did that. He looked at me so serious. I'm like, where isn't James saying anything? That's his name.
That's his name.
He said, bro, you've lost. I was like, James, what are you talking about? I've lost. You've lost.
But guys, don't you really think it's really sad to the point that now we're questioning being actually in love to be a very big problem?
Society is really making it seem
You know
that
the-
way.
you know the thing-
Yes.
you know the thing-
Because
Yes.
you know, if you think about it, being in love is not
It's not a bad thing at all.
But
Being in love
now-
with the wrong person is a bad thing.
You know what I want to say is that
Yeah.
it's
Oh.
it's not beneficial for a guy to be in love, but
Okay, so-
but it's only good if a woman's in love with you, not
So,
you.
at
Wow,
this
wait.
Explain-
Hey, wait. I want to ask Natalie this question.
Oh, okay.
Which one works better? Which one works better? A woman being in love more with a guy or vice versa?
No, it's 50-50, bro.
How's it 50-50?
Okay,
That is. Don't put her in that position, bro. No.
Okay.
you're not
Don't we
doing
agree
this
that love
this
is an emotion?
It
Don't we
is.
agree?
Yes.
So what happens when a guy is in love and then he gets disappointed? What happens? That emotion turns into
Hate.
exactly.
Okay,
So that's why I don't think it's a good thing.
for a man to be in love.
It's not. Because if he's thinking logically in picking a partner, it will be very easy for him to build himself back up when he meets disappointment.
It's the same thing for them, guys.
I
For
feel
kids.
okay.
Okay, let me
Okay,
hear
let
what
me
you have to
answer
say. Yes,
the
yes, please,
question.
please,
He
please.
said Natalie, guys.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so well, sorry, I'll keep going back to the Bible.
Yeah.
I don't know which scripture exactly, but I think I've read something like men love your wives and whatnot. So because of that, I feel a relationship works better when the man loves the woman more. Although I feel there shouldn't really be one who loves the other more. I feel like be with the person who loves you. It may not be as much as they love as much as you love them, but at least you should both be in love with one another. That way it works better. But I've heard so many times, my mom always says to me, be with a man who loves you more because he will always find ways to love you. Like even if things go hellwire, he will always find
a
a way.
strong one.
Even if you cheat.
Yo, no, I don't support cheating, but
Oh.
No, but in this equation, there's always someone who's pursued,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah.
So there's always someone who loves the other more.
Mhm.
Then, over time, the other will grow to even love or match the
that
love.
makes so much sense.
You get my point, huh? Because it's like obviously if I'm pursuing her, and at a point I manage to get her and convince her, there's still a lot of things that will have to happen to even now, you know, validate my love for her. Then she'll now start to reciprocate over time, and that love will come to now match or to be par.
Okay.
All in all, guys, love one another, but do not lose yourself in the process.
And
Because-
guys, James.
Because if you love someone so much that you start to, that's why they always say love yourself first.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
once
yeah.
you love yourself, your love for another person will not turn you into a weirdo. Sorry
Yeah,
to say,
true.
you know. And
Natalie, weirdo.
sorry, guys, I said sorry.
Because
Because people do weird things when they're in love, you know.
Yeah, true.
snoop through your phone,
All those things,
follow you on all
insecurities.
platforms, who's liking on.
That's insecurity right there.
That's crazy. You become a whole detective, all because you love someone. That's not love. That's obsession, and I don't
But-
like obsession.
But I want to ask a question. You know, we have another question. It's should a woman who's dating have male friends?
Okay,
So we can start. Let's start with.
thank you.
Yes.
Wow, then you throw it to me. Anyway, I earlier stated that you need to define who a friend is, first of all. So, in this context, any friend of hers should have a similar or reflection of her. You get my point? I don't agree with the person I'm with to have a friend who literally I can't see any fabric or reflection of them in her. You get my point, huh?
Now we're talking about
Because
the opposite gender.
yes, yes. So if I'm with Natalie and Natalie has 15 male friends, I have no problem. But there has to be some sort of reflection of her. And what validates their friendship. You get my point? Because we all need friends.
Yeah, true.
That's true.
To be honest with
We
you,
do.
we all need friends. So I'm getting to a point. The only problem that has come in
Yeah.
today's society as to why we men don't want women to have, or our women to have male friends, is because of things like friends with benefits. You know, friends that are not friends, but it's like a fox in sheep's clothing.
Yeah.
You get my point,
Yeah.
huh? Because one thing, Natalie, you have to understand: if a man pursues you and decides to say, I'm coming for you, even if it's 2 years, my friend,
You wait.
he will invest.
You guys are patient.
There's nothing like a man
Ah.
that's pursuing a
Yeah.
woman. He will pull off all the shots, and he's just waiting for that slip up.
Let's sleep up.
That
He's
day when
watching.
you come and say, I don't want to go to Laz's place. I want to come to your place.
This is my
Then
opportunity
Laz-
to strike.
Laz will be
Yeah.
like, yes.
reminded me of a-
Abuela.
You reminded me of a real life situation.
Yeah.
So one time I was in a relationship, and then I had there's this person who inboxed me on Messenger, and I'm thinking, okay, they want to be my friend, cool, you know, okay. So as he requested that we meet and whatever, and I told my partner about it. Oh, I'm gonna meet up with a friend of mine, yada yada, because I mean,
Wait, that
I'm
was
allowed to have
after
friends.
you dating?
You were in
Wait,
a relationship.
I was in a relationship. Someone
And your
texted
partner agreed for you to meet someone. Did you state that?
me that I spoke to them on Messenger. No. Like
Ah.
at this point, we should.
I don't think I would have allowed that to happen.
Okay.
But no, let her
okay,
finish.
Let me
Let
finish.
her finish the
Let
story.
me
I'm fine.
finish.
So
Then he's
this
like,
is what
oh, okay.
happens.
Yeah, no, let her finish.
So no, listen. I want to give my reason why anyway, let me explain. So I met up with this person, and they now started like coming to see me, and then I became uncomfortable because I'm like, I think this person likes me. So then I shared with them how I'm in a relationship and I don't support cheating and whatnot. And then this person pretended to have understood. Then later on, I'm complaining about my partner, because I'm thinking this is my friend. Like we have a very platonic friendship and whatever.
Disguise.
So let me talk to this person about what's going on in my relationship. So I start telling this person about my man, yada yada yada. Did he try to reach out for a kiss?
Oh,
And I was so confused.
like what's going on here?
Like what's going on? For that reason, I used to think that, oh no, men and women can be friends, but there will always be one person that has feelings for the other person.
Yeah.
That's the challenge.
Yeah.
So it's very, very difficult to have platonic friendships when people are in relationships.
Yeah.
So if you trust yourself, go ahead and do it. But if you don't and you don't trust the other person, I see no reason why you should be friends, because that's the fact that you don't even trust yourself is more reason enough for you not to be.
And this is why when I'm socializing with females, I'll always ask, are you dating? And if she says yes, then I'll understand my boundaries and say,
Thank
okay,
you.
and all that.
But there's a few
that
people like
also
you,
comes
people don't
back-
respect boundaries.
And that also comes back to a friend. A friend will understand. I used to work with a certain lady over a project, and every time after 18, if we are talking or anything business related and stuff like that, I'm on call with her. Even if we're working, she'll say, Nawa, please give me 5 minutes. I need to talk to someone and explain to them what I'm doing and everything. It's not that that person that is expecting you to hang up is controlling. No. It's just the respect you're giving to them. So if I'm with someone and I know to say, oh, at this time, this is awkward for me to be on a lengthy call. I have obligations, even if it's not yet marriage or anything else. You just have to. And a friend would understand. But this issue of, no, he's just a friend, what. Men, the way we are, the way we operate,
We're hunters.
naturally,
That's how we are.
even
So,
if even if we are good friends like that, at some point it will become awkward.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that's one thing I think a lot of women don't understand, to say this is how it just is, the natural order. It's just like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if
Good.
men don't have sexual discipline, they will take advantage of you.
I'm telling you, yeah.
Natalie has stories, guys.
She does.
just
You know,
say
it's-
dim
for
way.
me, look, Me, I honestly don't agree with. You can have colleagues, yes, but you need to set boundaries. If you've got
Yes.
friends, I don't care whether you met those friends 15 years before I came into the picture. There's a reason why you chose me. Why aren't you
Exactly.
dating one of those guys? Right? No, like honestly. Why
but
you-
he has
why aren't
a
you-
point,
Why aren't you
though.
dating any of those guys? Because if you're here telling me that no, I met these guys before you, then okay, cool. Then why don't you date those guys?
And you've
you know?
also reminded me.
Why don't you date? Let me just complete the thing. So why don't you date those guys? Because why is it that now you're coming to tell me to say, no, I met these guys before we dated, so I can't stop being friends with them. I'm not telling you to stop being friends with them. What I'm telling you is that now that you are dating me, there are certain boundaries that have been put in place. You cannot meet these guys just anywhere.
And they should be coming to your house anyhow.
You can't be
Thank
going to
you.
the club with them, you know, why?
No.
So that they can be touching my babe, you know. So, no, like honestly, those are the certain boundaries you need to set as a man. Because if you just go with the wind, eventually she's going to do something that you are not happy about. Like you said, women like it when men lead.
Yep.
Women like it when you put your foot on the ground and say, brah.
I literally heard a story where a guy, though they said something on the WhatsApp group where he said that, listen, I know a guy who's friends with a chick and she got proposed to. So in a situation she wasn't really sure, so she had to ask her male friend and say, do you think I should say yes to the guy? Do you know what the guy did? Had sex with her and said, go accept and say yes. So I was like,
my-
the
What?
dangers of having
Are you
male friends. Yes, that's what happened, bro. That's what happened, bro.
That's crazy.
Wait,
That's
are you serious?
insane.
Yeah, I'm serious, man. That's what happened.
That's disgusting.
But anyway, we've got like about 4 minutes. So we're about to close the show. So is there any last words that you would want to say?
My last words are, who am I to tell you what to do? If you want to be in a relationship and have friends of the opposite sex, make sure you trust yourself, make sure you are disciplined, and make sure your friends are also disciplined and they trust themselves. Number 2 is, as a man, know yourself. I don't know if you men do affirmations, but speak into your life, you know.
Yeah.
Don't be
Timid.
timid. Don't be that man who any woman can just come and step on and you know, you must be masculine, you know. And then don't just be that man who has nothing to offer but money, you know. And as a woman, please, your body is not for sale. Don't go into a relationship thinking, oh, I'm going to give him my body and he's going to give me money in exchange. That's a very wrong mentality. Value yourself. Know your worth as a woman. You have so much to offer. No, it's not just your body. You have so much to offer. Learn, read your Bible, know what you're supposed to do as a woman. That way you also won't be manipulated and you won't fall prey. Let's just end there.
Down.
I'm still processing what he said. But anyway, for me, I always say this, like I said earlier, identity is very important for you to know who you are, where you're going, and where you come from. Relationships are things of beauty if handled correctly. So it's not every day. People shouldn't lie to you to say, no, this relationship, don't let him hold you from your soulmate or anything like that and stuff like that. How
Yes.
many people are you going to change? Learn to build with someone, you know, and know that you share certain values for you to reach where you all want to be. You know, someone shouldn't just, like she said, offer you her body. She should be able to build you in all aspects of your life, spiritually, financially, mentally, especially mentally.
Yep.
Because no one can perform to their maximum if mentally they're not okay.
True.
So their mental state is something of high importance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Also learn to build relationships in line with God.
Okay.
Yeah,
Amazing.
those are the most important points.
Last.
Always exercise your options as a man. Do not depend your energy on one woman, because you will be destroyed and you will lose yourself once she disappoints
You've
you.
been spending too much time with
It's the truth.
Yes.
clouded.
Yeah. So always exercise your options. Have an abundance mindset. Don't depend your energy on one woman. Always make
Yeah.
sure you're social with different kinds of personalities of women, so that you understand what you want and what you don't want.
I would specifically say is that this is what I always tell men. List down things that you know that you want to achieve in your life. And one thing that you need to do is that put God first. Put yourself second, your family, your friends, and your girl. Now, I'm not saying that you abandon your girl or you put her on the sidelines. Women like it when you're pursuing your dreams and you've got activities outside the relationship, but you still love her and you still protect her and you still take care of her. So as a man, you need to have God on your side. Have God's favor. Don't throw away those morals. Don't look at social media where women are twerking everywhere and then you're throwing away your morals. God, yourself, family, friends, then her. So guys, it's been fun, it's been great, it's been amazing.
Thank
we
you.
had Natalie and Nawa. Yeah, Laz.
Naturally, now.
We had Natalie
You
and
know.
Nawa and Laz. So subscribe to our YouTube channel, that is the Men's Conference Podcast. Get to follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. I'm DC. We out.